man needs no introduction. You know him. He was a legend in kids soccer. He even went to Europe. He was a punter for the Colts for years. He's a TV star. He has the Pat McAfee show. You know, you love him, Pat McAfee. I'm going to use your phrase if that's cool. What's up, dude?
What's up, dude? Hey, thank you guys so much for having me, man. It was nice seeing you guys on Monday night. Whenever we got in here, you guys are one of the only group that was in here working, so I have a lot of respect for that. The fact that I got a chance to come over here on Friday, happy you're still open and chit-chat. You guys are the best. Thank you for all the love, man. It's been a fun week here.
First of all, Pat, we were a little surprised you made it, on Monday night because you were on that nice private jet having fun. How did that kind of trip turn out for you guys?
Well, the trip was great, and we were viewing this week as like our holiday party almost, because for us, the year ends, when the Super Bowl happens. So the boys and I had a massive year. We're very busy this year. I think everybody's excited to take a nap after the Super Bowl, but also we wanted to treat this week and do it right and enjoy the process. And now, obviously, as soon as we landed here, we had no rental cars, so we're kind of out in the airport, actually, about 45 minutes away from our Airbnb, so it was almost a catastrophe. But we did survive. We moved along, and we've had an absolute blast, man. We're trying to enjoy it. I hope you guys are doing the same.
Yeah, I got that concert yesterday with Wiz Khalifa. I was in the back dancing, but I heard there was a lot of noise complaints. Is that true?
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to go. Hopefully we will get invited back. I don't know how many people have turned this place out like that. It was awesome, and we are so lucky. FanDuel is our exclusive, and obviously a lot of people heard about our deal being signed and the amount of freedom that they allow us to have because they don't own any part of my company. There's no stock or revenue exchange. It's just they are our official sports book in this entire world. And they've been so nice, and them taking care of us, putting us up there. They're probably going to have to answer some questions for the concert, but I think it was all for the good cause. I hope everybody had a good time with it.
Pat, I think I told you yesterday, that is the first time there's ever been a concert on Radio Row that I know of. And I knew if anybody could do it, it'd be Pat McAfee.
I don't know about could do it. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people could do it. The thing about us is, it's really nice. The freedom is very nice. The fact that we can, I don't have a boss telling me what we have to talk about. FanDuel, they're our partner in our sports book. We have other partners as well, and nobody says, hey, this is what you can do, this is what you can't do. So that type of freedom, I think a lot of people would do much better things than us with. But, having Wiz Khalifa magical. And as a kid from Pittsburgh, getting a chance to do that, have that day, and then the moment, it's stupid. I assume we won't be able to do it again. I assume it's not going to be something that's going to become a regular occurrence. I assume we're going to have to answer some questions, but I'm happy you guys enjoyed it. That is good news that you guys enjoyed it, and that's really all I care about.
We want to see you in Arizona in 2023. We hope they allow you back, but I got to ask you, at 29, you decide, I'm done. Yeah. Michael Wilbon, famous clip. Hey, somebody grab that guy and bring him back
hold his jersey on him.
Yeah. From that moment to now, just when you look back at everything that you've accomplished, Barstool, then jumping and doing your own thing and everything, just what's your biggest takeaway from what you've been able to do?
I don't know. So I think you got to have a great team with you. I was very fortunate to have the people around me that I had because a lot of people thought I was insane, Wilbon included. My mom and dad also. Wilbon was not alone in his thoughts. He just so happened to be the loudest on a massive platform. And I happened to see it live happen. And it was okay, this guy doesn't even know that I've already done stand-up comedy tours. I've already had a podcast. I've already had a merch business. I think whenever I was nearing the end of my career, I started trying to do stuff off the field. And, I started realizing that there's money to be made off the field. So when I did my first stand-up tour, I literally rented all the theaters and I sold the tickets off my Twitter account. So it was basically my own production for this entire thing. We sold 10,000 tickets in, I think it was 4 minutes or something like that in Indianapolis. At that point, I didn't really know what I was going to say on stage, but my people were taking care of me. And the amount of philanthropic things I was doing off the field, it was just I was getting so much fulfillment off the field. And I saw that there was a chance to maybe make some money as well and continue to, take care of my family and friends. It's just the universe telling me I should retire, and a lot of people didn't see it that way. I had no I still love the game. I still love the league. I still love being a fan of the NFL. I just thought my purpose wasn't to be just a kicker on fourth downs when the offense failed anymore. And although I'm very thankful for the NFL, my experiences, my friends, I just felt like it was the right move at the time. And obviously hindsight will say that it was the right move, but it could have went terribly. It could have went bad. There was a couple times where I thought like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to go back and kick. And I'm happy that wasn't the case, and hopefully others will be able to do the same. But I got real lucky with the people that was around me.
And Pat, I'm a newspaper guy. I work for the Orange County Register, and your story, stood out because you worked for the Indy Star as a host for that newspaper. You got a lot of newspaper people asking me, how can you get a younger audience? How can you get younger people to care about football or read your story? And you got a nice product, and you blew up pretty quickly. So people, I guess, for myself and editors who work at newspapers and media outlets, what do you recommend to kind of get that younger audience to care?
Man, I have no idea. I honestly have no clue. Like, this is something that started happening now because people have like seen our success. Obviously, our success has gotten announced now to a lot of people. So I have become a position where people are like, hey, what should I do? How should I do it? And I'm not the person that has any answers because I only know what worked for us. And what worked for us was us just being us. And I think like that's something that is happening in the world a lot. A lot of people are trying to be somebody else, but they don't even know that the somebody else that they're trying to be is probably trying to be somebody else as well. So now you're second generation fake person and you're trying to be something that you're not when there's only one of you. So I think like the authenticity of somebody and like owning who you are, why you are, what your story is. You're a writer. So you should be talking as somebody that is a writer. Like, I think everybody has their own individual unique story and their unique perspective and angle and narrative. And they all always get caught up in kind of trying to tell somebody else's story. Everybody sounds the exact same if you can tell. So like that would be my only, try to find like authentic, try to find younger people, even older folks that have a very high comfort level with who they are. And I think that is how you break through, because now we're just in the era where people want to know who you are, what you're about. And if they respect that and like that, I think they'll follow you wherever the hell you go. And I think you just have to give it to them. So I think that is the biggest thing, is just like being authentic to yourself. That's what I would say. But there's been people that have made it doing vastly different things, characters, bits, all that stuff, and that's just not my thing. So I think that's what I would say, is just try to find people that are not scared of being themselves.
You said it, and I mean, I remember there's a clip where Dan Patrick told you take care of the boys.
Yeah.
That's what you've done, and I mean, I think that's a huge part of your success has been the people that you have around you. Just the way you've been able to go and do it with your best friends. What has that meant for you?
Yeah, and I think that was, DP and the Danettes there. Like, that's a show that obviously changed the game. Now, he came from ESPN, so he was already on a platform, but he had to make the decision to stop, like the guarantee contract, go out, do his own thing. He made deals, brought along the Danettes. I mean, that is a blueprint of success in this world that is magical. And he's obviously incredibly talented, as is all of them. But the thing about like taking care of your boys is when I made it in the NFL, all my friends like to have a good time. So I'd go back. I had money for the first time, I'd take care of my family, get them out of debt. Like, let's go ahead and do this, because they bet the house on me a few different times, remortgaging, that we would make it. And it's really cool to see Tim and Sally kind of enjoy life here a little bit and a little bit more freedom. Money doesn't bring happiness, but it sure does bring freedom. And freedom can bring you a little bit of happiness as well. There's other worries, but like the fact that my mom and dad don't have to worry about when they're going to buy something that the card's going to get, rejected. Like, that's a cool thing to be able to provide my parents. Like, that's awesome. And the boys, whenever I was in the NFL, I'd go back and want to party. I'd be like, in the off-season, hey, let's go have a good time. I got money. We can go to this party down in like Fort Lauderdale. We got a plane. We can go. Boom. Let's go do this. And they're like, oh, we got to work, dude. Like, they were 22 years old, 23 years old. They had to work. So I had to wait until like Fridays and then Saturdays, and I'd be sleeping on the couch with my friends. I'm like, I want to figure out a way where we can all get rich. I want to figure out a way where we can work together. We can all have a good time. And it took a lot of faith from my boys, who all quit their jobs the same night that I retired from my job on Comedy Central. So, taking care of them just seems like a natural thing, because we'd never be where we are today. But I'm being told that is not necessarily a normal thing, I guess. And I don't know how it couldn't be, especially with how damn good all those boys are, man.
Man, I got to ask you, I mean, you said, I'm up to something. I'm up to something. And this isn't the deal. When you announced that you were going to be the announcer on SmackDown, how did that come together? Like, that is just so crazy. Because I know you had wrestled, you had done something. By the way, you were awesome wrestling. I love.
I'm completely defeated.
Oh yeah, I remember when you showed with the
sleeve. Yeah. I was trying to be as full heel as
back Adam Cole over there trying to start you when you were there.
He's a terrible guy.
He's terrible. Yeah.
He's like Ghostbuster now.
Exactly. So I mean, just how did that come to fruition? You being an announcer for SmackDown? That's so awesome. And then getting to work like a Cole.
Yeah. So my, throughout my life, I've had different dreams of things I wanted to be. And they're all jobs that paid people very well. So I think it's like anything that I thought somebody was going to get rich from when I was a kid, that's what I wanted to be. So depending upon what age I was at, what I was into, what I was watching, what I was seeing, I would like wrestling was always a constant though, because it was always on Monday. It was athletic people. It was people that could talk a little bit. I felt like I fit in pretty good and I enjoyed it. So like wrestling was really the only thing that was with me through every dream that I had. It was always like wrestling's going to happen. And if you ask any of my friends from either junior high, high school, college, even in the NFL, like they would tell you that I said like, hey, I'm supposed to be in the professional wrestling business. I think I'm supposed to be in the professional wrestling business. And I was always very open about that. Always chatted about that. And Michael Cole was the first person to ever bring me into the WWE. The WWE actually put me on their network before anybody else would put me on their network. They had me doing the kickoff shows for NXT, and I thought that was like my WrestleMania moment. When I was asked to come do these kickoff panels for NXT, I was like, dream come true this moment. I got a text from a number and said, hey, can I call you? And I said, who is this? He said, Michael Cole. And I said, Michael Cole is texting me. Who? Michael Cole from WWE? He said, yes, and they called him. I was like starstruck when he called me. And he offered for me to do the kickoff panel. And then the kickoff panel happened for like a year and a half, 2 years. There's a future senator coming in. And then a congressman. So that happened. And then the match took place, obviously, with some scumbag Adam Cole. And then that whole thing happened. And I kind of got written off television. But it wasn't because, like me, I think it was because WWE thought my schedule wouldn't allow me to do anything. So then whenever the Thunderdome was taking place and they were thinking about shaking some stuff up, Michael Cole called me. He was like, hey, this is what we're thinking. Corey's going to have to go to Monday because we're getting a new play-by-play person. Would you want to commentate SmackDown? And it was like an immediate yes for me. I was like, yes, I would love to do it. I never thought I'd be a commentator, but I'd love to do it. And then we had to figure out the logistics, because it was in Tampa. I was still doing my show, the Thunderdome, COVID testing. It was a whole thing, but it was a dream come true. I love it. I'm obviously missing tonight's show, and I'm like, shoot bummed, like actually very, very bummed about it that the plane couldn't happen. But yeah, I'm living a dream, man. I'm living a bunch of dreams. I'm very, very lucky doing it.
Pretty cool, Pat. But I got a tough question for you. And you got a lot of big time guests over there at your booth, or on the show as well. But I'm a big fan of Bad Bunny, wrestler.
San Benito.
When is he coming on? Benito on your show.
I've never talked to him. I obviously got a chance to call his Royal Rumble appearance. I mean, he hits a destroyer. I mean, on Riddle in the middle of that thing. Absolutely unbelievable. It would be a dream come true to talk to Bad Bunny. I'm a big fan of his work. I think he's like probably the second best celebrity matches in history. If I had to, that's pretty good. There's been a lot of celebrity matches, but he's the man. I love how much he's invested, especially because like I've been training since I was in the NFL. I like bought my own ring in the off season. I'd be doing obviously put in to get to where he's at. That on top of his incredibly hard schedule with all the other stuff he has going on. Nothing but the utmost respect. I'd love to talk to him, man. My Spanish is muy bien, So I think
that's what I was going to ask you next. So our show's called Compas on the Beat.
Of course it is.
Compas is
on the beat. Yeah.
So we're Compas.
Yeah, we are.
There you go. Hey. Exactly. So just wanted to know, how's your Spanish?
So my Spanish isn't bad. I always said, aquí estamos, mi amigos, just because a guy that worked at the Indianapolis Colts, I chatted with him like every single morning, and he spoke Spanish. We had coffee together, and I was like, hey, if I ever find myself in a situation where I got to speak Spanish, like what's something that's like a disarmer, And he was like, aquí estamos, mi amigos should be good. I'm like, perfect. So I just locked that thing in. So anytime I get into a conversation with somebody, I'll drop that early. They'll think that I speak good Spanish, and then I'm like, oh, like I don't speak good Spanish. So we go to English immediately. Then Rey Mysterio got in my life, okay? So Rey Mysterio on SmackDown, I started like talking to him like every week. I'm like, hey, I need something. Like when you and Dominic go out there, I need something in Spanish to go. So each week he would give me like one word to try to say. And whether it made it on air or not is whether or not I remembered how the hell to say it. But I'm not a smart person, but if I could learn how to speak Spanish, that would be for the benefit of everybody in my life. And I hope one day I'll be able to do it.
Last question for us. When you guys put AJ Hawk on a plane, because of what he does as a human, he's driving with 2 feet and leaving the gas tank, filling up the gas tank with the car on.
Yeah,
and
sleeping while driving.
Driving. You guys have to like tie him down to a chair? Or what?
He was getting a bit antsy. Yeah, he was getting a bit antsy. He was standing up. The big baboon tried to take the plane down, and he was falling asleep the entire time as well. So he had a massive, deranged finger-having man standing over my shoulder, sweating because it was too hot. He was and falling asleep while standing. It was a nightmare experience, but we got him. You know, and AJ Hawk's one of the most impressive humans of all time. Also the most toxic and ridiculous human of all time at the same time.
And you have little Axel on his way up.
Yeah, the Hawk generation of family is going to be something in Ohio.
We need him to break that story. Where's Aaron going to go? That's what we're waiting for.
Hey, scumbag. I put him on the not Aaron, AJ. I put him on the spot last night for like $100,000 up for grabs for like fans to give us an actual answer. And I think it's the first time he told the truth. He thinks Green Bay, but I don't think anybody knows at this point. We'll kind of see how it goes. We're very lucky for AJ though doing our show. He's the man. He's perfect and great for us, and very, very lucky for that.
Pat, thank you so much for joining us. Honestly, Monday when we met you, it was awesome, and I thought, okay, if we can get him on, that'd be a great week for us. So we definitely are excited.
And real quick, Pat, I had a bet with him. I said, you get Pat McAfee off the show, I'll buy you dinner. So
here we go.
There we go.
I told you guys I was going to come over here.
No.
It was before that.
No, it was before that. Like,
I am happy that this cleared out a little bit before I came out here. I mean, there's already kind of a line for me over there. But
Yeah.
like, definitely going to get here.
No, yeah, but Monday, so like before you guys even showed up over there, he's like, oh yeah, if you get him on the show, I'll buy you dinner. Like, yeah, right.
What are you eating tonight, man? You got Craig's?
I don't know. Maybe you should come and he's buying. I mean,
you're beyond there. I'm about to sleep, man. We got a FanDuel party tomorrow night out here that I got to host for like another 3 hours. I'm streaming live during the Super Bowl. Then we got Overreaction Monday. Big guest. You're gonna love my guest on Monday.
I can't wait. I watch. I'm writing.
Monday. Big guest.
Really? All right. I can't wait.
You are gonna be pumped.
Okay. I'm gonna be hyped.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Monday's guest is huge.
I can't wait.
First timer.
First timer?
Should be cool.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much.
Compas
On the beat.
on the beat, dude. Bunch of homies around here. Cheers.